We're, we're
Ah,
recording.
we are recording.
Hey, so I'm here with new father, Josh Frederick. How's that been going?
Oh, other than the explosions in his pants and a little bit of crying, it's been good. He's a little fussy lately, but I think he's going through some growth spurts, but we'll hope so at least. But
You
it's
don't
been
look nearly as tired as I thought you would. I mean,
I've been
it's
just
it's
drinking like anything that has caffeine in it, so I mean, been staying
it's
away from beer. I don't want to fall asleep too much.
yeah, it's almost 8 o'clock, and I figured when we were texting earlier, and I was just like, "What time works for you?" And when you said like 8 o'clock, I was like, "Man, you're staying up that late right
Yeah,
now?"
dude. I last night I think it was like 8:30 or something like that. I don't
Yeah.
know what time it was, but it was early. I fell asleep, and
Dude,
it's
I don't blame. Is it Boone? Is
yeah.
Boone uh uh sleeping through the night?
So not fully, but he is now. I want to say it was 2 nights ago. He slept for like 4.5 hours, which
That's
is
not bad.
that's immaculate to me. I was like a whole night's sleep to me. I felt refreshed. I felt like a human.
Yeah,
Felt good, but yeah, he's getting there. It's
that's
obviously a
good.
progress, but
How's wifey?
she's good. She's
Yeah,
good. Yeah, she's getting back to it. I think she's going out shopping tomorrow, so it must be normal.
right. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty good.
yeah,
Well,
she's good.
I know you're not drinking, but I'm gonna have a little bit.
Yeah, pour one for me, man.
There you go. So what else is new? You're in your wood shop. Have you been making anything?
I am. I have four planters to make, and then right now I got one set of cornhole bag boards to finish up. So
Nice.
that's I don't
The
know, right
Oh,
within.
nice. I see it right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Takes a little bit of time, but it's coming along. It's hard to get in here, but
You pre-paint those before you drill that hole?
yeah. So like with the stars, it's just like I don't want to risk it, like because I engrave them by hand.
Oh wow.
So I just it took I think 50 stars. I think it was an hour and a half. On whatever day it was. I don't know what day it is. I think it was Sunday. I did it. So yeah, it was like an
How
hour and a half of hand engraving. So
how long does a board take you to make?
it really depends on the design.
Yeah.
This one obviously takes a little bit longer just because you're doing stars and stripes and everything else.
Yeah.
You're trying to, you got to tape off a bunch of stuff and make sure it doesn't bleed over. Um, Probably, I don't know, altogether, maybe like 4 hours, like for this one, probably, I'd bet. Or probably more than that, probably like five with the hand engraving. But
Yeah. That's some serious
typically,
time.
yeah, I mean, like normal ones, I would say like put me like three, four.
Sure.
Depends on what the design is on the graphic, but still a little bit of time. The hard
Where
part's the labor, or not the labor, the material cost. I mean, it's
I
crazy.
guess I've never asked you before, do you have a website that people can order them on?
I don't. I mean, I usually most of my inquiries, yeah, come from like word of mouth and Instagram and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I
Very cool.
I've always debated about doing like Etsy and whatnot, but
I hear that they take such a big cut. Like even though
yeah,
it's not like a super significant amount after, your time putting 5 hours into it and
yeah,
the cost of, all the materials and everything is
yeah,
losing any amount seems bad.
yeah. I've heard I haven't obviously dabbled in it, but I've heard it's gone up quite a
Yeah.
bit, like
Yeah.
lately. So I don't know. I mean, well, maybe one day, but I just kind of refer to or basically use word of mouth. So
Cool. Yeah.
yeah,
Very
doesn't
cool.
bring in the most, but it's something. Keeps me busy.
Labor of love. Yeah.
Right.
Did you watch last week's video?
I did. It was phenomenal. That was
Okay.
I was wondering what you were alluding to with all those gifts and whatnot, and I'm like, what is he getting at? And then it was that beautiful thing. So
I was so excited, and I had pitched the idea to Chris just to see if I was just like crazy. And you always think, that would be fun. And I've seen other people do it, or like other podcasts, fantasy football podcasts, always say that that's kind of the origin story of what they were doing. It
yeah,
was just them, and their friends, and then people really liked it, so it took off. But this one, it's just I always want to be doing more with you guys. So
Definitely. No,
Uh,
it's awesome.
yeah,
It's
this is my little cheat code to see your guys' faces a little bit more since I'm up here.
yeah, beautiful. I know, beautiful to see your faces.
Yeah, speaking of, Sunday, are you going to be over at Josh Crawley's?
I am shooting to. I know we have some family visiting
Mm,
so this weekend, so it's just depending. I guess I know it's a kickoff is 3, right? I
I
think
think
it's
so.
Viking. Yeah,
Yeah,
so I think I should be able to make the late game.
cool.
Probably not the noons, but I don't know. It's all dependent. Might be bringing Boone. I think
That would be so
yeah,
much fun.
yeah. So it'll be a baby
Yeah,
to pass around.
yeah. Shout out to Tim Bastian now too,
Yes,
right?
awesome. That's great
Holy
news.
cow!
It was a early morning, I'm sure, for him. Was
Oh,
it 3 a.m.? I think he
yeah,
said.
I think it was like 3:30 when that message came
Yes.
out, and so I'm sure it was even that was well, no, I think it was 6 a.m. when that came out, and 3:30 he said,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh!
Yeah. Crazy. So congrats to Tim and Brooke.
Right?
That's awesome.
Uh, and it was remind me, it's something Timothy
I think it
Bastian.
was it Bo? Was it Bo? I think it was Bo. I think it's
Bo?
Baue. I mean, Tim can harass us for getting it wrong, but I can look it up here. Let's see.
Either way,
Let's get it right.
congratulations. I think
Yeah,
you're right.
no. Yeah, I want to say it was Bo. Bo, yeah, I'm guessing Bo. Or is it
There you
Boo?
go.
Maybe it's Boo. Baue or Beau.
I like. Did you guys have a pact that you were both gonna name your kids middle names Tim? Like it was just it had
Yeah.
to happen.
We talked. We felt awful that you haven't won a championship, so we figured the least that we could do is name our children middle names after you.
Thank you. That does
Yeah.
make me feel a skosh better. But I'm still
Yeah,
gonna fucking win. I'm still gonna fucking win. So normally, I wanted to ask. So
yeah,
you know, uh, live, laugh, love is
yeah.
what we did last time. What is the name that you would go with? Because I know Bestien. I think after everything he threw out, laugh out loud, which I thought was good. LAFF out loud. Good one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. It was.
Yeah.
I do like Live Laugh. It's original. It's Live Laugh Love. It was came from the first episode ever. It came from the heart, clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, our motto could be, laugh, or, LO whatever, laugh out loud. Sorry.
Yeah.
brain.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's
could
a
be
good idea.
could be a motto. It could be like YOLO, but
You
laugh out
gotta
loud.
you gotta convince Chris that it's not if you're first, you're last. Then.
Yeah, it's true. It's a steep hill to climb up on that one.
Mhm.
Not sure if I'm gonna win it, but
That's awesome. Well, I have kind of like a little, not script, but kind of game plan that I want to go through
absolutely.
every week. And it usually starts with a recap of last week and kind of like what happened. But I feel like we're still just on the draft. Right?
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
so for you, why don't you give me a little recap since we're 1 week removed from the draft, if you can remember any of it.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure the lack of sleep and just so many other new amazing things happening that you might not remember everything, and I don't blame you for it. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, what do you got?
Yeah. The biggest highlight, or probably was not very highlight much for me, was Christopher Strife stealing Saquon Barkley from me.
He said that that was his favorite pick of the draft.
Yeah, I would have been my favorite pick in the draft. He was, I believe, the spot before me because he the wraparound came back,
Yeah,
and
gave you
that
the
son of
old
a bitch
wraparound.
took it. He took my boy.
Man, I had not been thinking about Saquon Barkley at all. Like he was not
Yeah.
on my board for people to take. And the more that like I looked into it after Chris said it and you saying it now and stuff, and it really is. I think it might haunt me a little bit.
I think so. I think
Right.
I'll haunt. I love everyone. I mean,
If he's
Daniel
anything like
Jones.
the first few games when he came into the NFL, he's
Yeah.
going to be crazy good.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's
Yeah.
coming back from injury. He's got a lot. I think it's contract year, isn't it?
I think so. It
So
should be
he's got
his.
stuff to prove. I mean, and on top of
Yeah.
it, Daniel
Yeah.
Jones. I mean, not looking like he's going to be a quarterback of the future. So I'm guessing they're going to rely heavily on Saquon. I mean,
Yeah.
Kadarius Toney. I mean, I don't know. He might be a good pass catcher, but
Yeah.
we all know Saquon's going to be the
But
one.
I think Kadarius is another one where it would not be out of left field for me if suddenly they're kind of good. because Kadarius
Yep.
is great and he was kind of injured, and then you have Saquon who was injured, and if all
Mhm.
those parts fall into place and their O line isn't terrible,
Yeah.
like they could be middle of the road. I'm not saying like
No.
they're going to be beating
Super
everyone,
Bowl.
but it's
Well,
going to be better than like the 32nd best team.
yeah, and I mean, on top of it too, they're in a division that is very normally weak. I mean, when you can
Yep.
win the division with a losing record, I mean,
Yeah.
that kind of speaks wonders upon the
Chronically.
NFC. Yeah, every year. I mean, and it's not looking to be the. I mean, the Commanders maybe might be a pretty decent team.
I mean, they
Cowboys, Eagles, I guess are looking on the up and up lately. And Hurts, oh God, I love Jalen. I wanted him in the draft, but I did not want to pay the price for it. I think he went in like the
yeah.
sixth,
That sounds about right. Like
around
fifth,
there.
sixth, somewhere right around there. I agree. Like he was a person that I was willing to take if he dropped another round, but
Yeah,
I think Jalen Hurts light is Trey Lance, and that's
yeah.
why I took him like the 10th.
Trey, I feel like it's gonna be either you have a phenomenal year with him, like just unbelievable,
Yeah.
kind of like Hurts was last year, or it's gonna be just a train wreck and Garoppolo's gonna be in by week 3.
Oh boy. Yeah.
That's
It did worry me a little bit that they actually kept Garoppolo on the team.
yeah,
But I guess it also makes sense that like if no one's willing to pay up for him right now,
yeah.
when Daniel Jones breaks his leg,
It's
like
gonna happen.
they're gonna pay out the ass for him.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if you listen to K Fan with like I always listen to the Power Trip Morning Show. I believe they said one of them said that Garoppolo like what was it like he reworked his contract with them because God never mind, just forget the story. I'm gonna butcher it. It was something to do with like he was gonna go to Seattle and they didn't want to release him.
Yeah.
So I don't remember. Like
Yeah, I remember there
something.
being something. I think I was listening to maybe the same show where they were saying like a lot of teams were just waiting for him to be released or to
Yeah,
be, basically like, it wasn't that much dead cap that he was going for.
yeah,
But quarterbacks in that time, like, well, how many times have we seen it for the Vikings in the last like 8 years where somebody gets hurt and we don't have a decent backup?
oh yeah, and it's
Uh,
gonna happen this year potentially. I mean, watch. I mean, I hope to God not. I love. I'm probably one of the few that I love Kirk. I mean, I think Kirk's wonderful. I think.
I think I am so excited for this this story to unveil, where it's going to show whether or not the Vikings coaching staff was chronically the reason why they
Oh
couldn't
yeah,
win games or get past the first round of
yeah,
the playoffs, or if it was a quarterback that can't win in the last 2 minutes.
yeah.
Right.
I think it'll play, this year will be showing a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think he
It's,
has a lot of talent, but there are those players where they are really good when there's no pressure.
yeah,
I mean, one reason why I think it might be him is uh, Monday Night Football.
yeah,
He went 0-8 or
yeah.
like
Something, yeah,
one
something
and
along those
nine or
lines.
something like that.
Not a
Something
good record.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
No, where it was just like super prime time. But good. What else on the? I stopped you after Saquon.
Oh no,
Go
we
on
got
for.
we I kind of sidetracked. Tim, Bestian, that was a interesting pick. I believe it was Justin Jefferson at 3.
Yeah, he
Right.
so he
Was
took
those
him
guys?
at 2 or 3, and
Yeah.
I was going to take him at 6, and I was
Were you?
surprised that he went off that early.
Yeah,
Cup was gone too.
I was kind of in my mind with you guys. I figured Delvin would be the first Viking taken,
For sure.
and he drops down to me at 9, and I was elated. I was phenomenal. Like I was way ecstatic about getting him.
Yeah.
Like that's who I wanted. I wanted him to drop, and I got him. But I was not expecting that. I was thinking Tim or somebody would have grabbed him by then. But
Yeah.
Justin's looking to. I mean, they're talking top receiver potential.
Yeah, and it
So
surprises me every time when it surprises me every time in our league when running backs go that high because
Mhm.
our league has always
Definitely.
been or sorry, wide receivers go that high because
Yeah.
running backs have always been
they're always like the top 5 picks
like
or
almost
6
the
or more.
entire first round. Right.
Yeah.
Like I think John took maybe it was Tom Brady one year in like the first round, and everyone lost their fucking shit.
Oh yeah. I mean, rightfully so. I mean,
Right, right. But yeah, it is. I was expecting for like the boards to have the wide receivers, take it off, all the pros and blah blah blah, where
mhm.
they're gonna take those bigger risks, and then for just like you said, Delvin Cook to go fourth. And
Yeah.
Najee to go up in the
Oh,
top five as well,
yeah, I
or
figured by six.
somebody, yeah, and for me to be able to pick between both of them, Cooper Cup and Justin Jefferson, nothing, but I'm happy with my team. But yeah,
Yeah,
go on.
Eckler. Yeah, my boy.
Hmm.
Look at the defending reigning champion Timothy Cookie Anderson.
Yeah.
I have his lineup pulled up right here. There's a lot of upside,
Hmm.
but damn, I mean, he's got some risky shit going on. Excuse me, is this censored?
No kids allowed. We're good.
Okay, well, perfect. Sorry, I swear a lot. Can't do that with the kid
Me
around too
too.
much.
Yeah.
I'm
At
looking at.
least at least do it when they have no clue what's going on.
Oh yeah, where
Right?
it's just
You
like
got a
muffled
couple of
sound.
years.
Yeah, I got at least a year and a half, probably. I'm
Yeah.
guessing, at least. But looking at his team, he's got some big question marks. So the question of the day is, can he defend? He's got Chase and he's got Adams, which are, I would say, top what, three,
Yeah.
four, five, maybe receivers. I mean, I'd say definitely top five receivers.
I
But then
think
you
there's
got
yeah, I think there's a lot of those names like Adams where they're on a new team,
yeah,
and it's just like week one we might figure out whether or not
oh
they're
yeah,
actually going to be copacetic. I mean,
definitely.
you have some big names. Hill is another one.
Oh
Who's the
yeah.
guy that came out of Philly?
Oh God, AJ Brown? Are you
AJ
talking?
Brown. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so like there's three of the hottest wide receivers that aren't on the same team that they were last year.
Hmm.
Not
Yeah.
to mention, like, there's a ton of second people where, like, Allen Robinson, for me, is
Oh,
my number one person to watch for being, like, a flex play to,
yeah.
like, a number one wide receiver.
I think he's gonna step in Robert Woods' shoes just perfectly.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, everybody's talking, them re-signing Odell and whatnot. I think if Allen Robinson does what he's supposed to do, there's Odell's old news.
Yeah.
He's
I
gone.
mean, Odell is, we were talking about people getting hurt earlier. Odell
Yeah.
is one of those people where how many games do you give him 2 games before he kicks something
Yeah.
and
Everyone say
breaks a leg again?
he had what, like, two good healthy years, and then every other year it's been like whatever, maybe
Yeah.
fractured this, broken that.
Yeah. No,
It's
they're-
inevitable.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of good picks though going on.
Mhm.
There's some that I don't know. Like, I mean, you look at like Rizzo. He has Josh Jacobs.
Mhm.
Is that gonna pay off? I mean, at least from the preseason game I heard is that Jacobs is, I don't want to say in the doghouse, but
Right.
not favored in the new coaching scheme. So
Right.
is
That's
he
what
gonna
I
be?
heard as well. Like
Yeah, which
the
is, I
word
think,
out of their coaching scheme sounded like they just didn't like him.
yeah, and which is mind blowing to me because I'm like, I think of Josh Jacobs, like, what was it, 2 years ago? I think Chris had him, and he
Yeah.
was one of the better running backs. I would say top 10 for sure. Might have
Yeah.
been better than that, but so I mean, it's going to be interesting to see some of those picks and see how they pay off. There's going to be obviously other picks like the Higgins, the Jamar Chases of the world. Are they going to be able to repeat what they did on their same teams? And what
Right.
I don't know. I mean, it's going to be an interesting year, I think.
Yeah.
And then you got Luke, who's rolling out with Kareem Hunt as a starting running back.
Love it.
I mean, I'm like, I don't know. Cleveland, are they going to do good? Are they actually going to be able to, I guess, play football without the rape? Can I say the rapist? Is that? I don't know.
Not
I'm a firm believer.
This is not a kids podcast.
I know, but he's allegedly innocent. But
Well, at least, how about this? We can meet halfway and call him the Diddler.
the diddler, I like that. The diddler.
He at least
Yeah.
did something.
Yeah. So it's like, Kareem, is he going to be the same guy? Can he be a starting running back?
Yeah,
I don't know who their starting quarterback is.
For exactly that reason is why I love Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
Is for a lot of those, whatever their quarterback play is, whoever it ends up being, it's not going to be as good as it would have been.
Oh no.
And a lot of times they're check down specialists. So like
Yeah.
they drop back, they have to pass to either a tight end or a running
Something
back.
cool, yeah. Something really
Yeah,
fast. Yep.
right. And so for him, he is their specialist for that role. I don't think Chubb gets dinged by it because I think he's just too strong.
Ooh,
Like
see,
they'll
I'm opposite. See, I think
really,
Chubb is going to have a big I can't talk regression this
really,
year due to the quarterback play.
sure,
I personally I like Baker. I like Baker Mayfield a lot. I
yeah,
think he's a tool, but I like his playing ability. He's got some charisma and some heart, and I
totally,
think that goes a long way for quarterback. I think with at least in some degree,
yeah.
it helps
I
out.
Chris and I were talking about it. We're both in on Carolina,
Oh,
like the
dude,
team
yeah.
as a whole, and I think the last thing that really sheared them up because of course, if CMC is healthy,
Hmm.
hard to say that he's not a top three.
Oh yeah.
DJ Metcalf is a beast, and really what they were missing, their lines are fine. Their
Hmm.
defense will keep them in a game at least, uh, but their quarterback. I hate to say that Teddy Two Gloves ever is a bad quarterback,
No,
but
we don't say that in this
that's
league.
right. That's right. But um, Baker, I think Baker is good. I think
Oh
he
yeah.
is going to be the next like Flacco or the next like
Yeah.
one of those like perennial good people that for whatever reason doesn't have a starting
Mhm.
job.
Yeah.
And so hopefully like Carolina he has a few good years and he really like falls in and becomes their quarterback, but I could see him being that, Fitz magic type
Yeah.
person where
The traveling man.
he's a solution for a year while people are drafting their quarterbacks or
Yeah.
like he could go to Dallas and Dak at the end of his career they could kind of be a tandem before they get their next person because Dak has to be I'm out on Dallas
Oh, don't
like
say that about Dak. You break
I'm
my
out on him.
heart.
I know he's yours. I
I
know
know. I
he's
got the
yours.
double come.
I think
Come
that
on.
he's got a couple good years left in him. And I know that that team was like the number one scoring offense last
Mhm.
year,
Yeah.
but they just don't look it,
No, no, you wouldn't. You
right?
didn't expect it. I would
No.
definitely agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I wouldn't have put them in like the top five, probably the top 10, but not the top five of like top scoring teams, especially when you have like Buffalo
Mm.
and when you have Kansas City
Yeah.
and
Rams,
Green
all
Bay
those.
every
Yeah.
year. Yeah, Rams. And yeah, Dallas being the number one, it just doesn't seem it, but I guess, yeah. And that, just like you said, double come shot.
It's
Coming
gonna
in with
happen.
Lamb and Prescott.
If it doesn't happen, I might. I've never done it before. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had the QB and a wide receiver on the same team. And I'm really like, so I was between Dak and I think it was Stafford, I want to say, or
Okay.
I don't remember who it was. It was one of the other quarterbacks around
Yeah,
that.
but he was like a double digit take.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. I think I got Dak in the 10th. I think it was
Yeah.
10th or 11th. I didn't. I almost didn't do it, but I don't know. I've always everybody always talks about it.
Hmm.
The double come shot, and I just had to. I just had to know what it feels like.
You got to do it once in your life, right?
Yeah.
But I love it, especially with the amount of stability that you have. I feel like Delvin Cook and Connor
Hmm.
are just like straight up money points where it's just they're going to
Oh.
get you a finite amount of points. They're not going to be a crazy amount week to week, but they're
Hmm.
also going to be a really steady floor. And
Yep.
then to have like if CeeDee Lamb and Prescott go off, I don't know who beats you.
Yeah, I'm
Right?
hoping that's the case. I
Right?
mean, I know people like Crowley and Chris are going to be spewing out about James Conner and his cancer. I get it, but you know what? If he can outlast that for like I don't know, like 9 weeks or something like that, when Brian Robinson comes back after his
Mm-hmm.
butt shot
Yeah.
incident, I think I'll be fine. I
Oh
think I'll
my
be fine.
god.
So that's what I'm hoping for. I like you said, I was going for more stability,
Yeah.
insurance, I guess.
Well,
You know,
Chase Edmonds, I love.
yeah,
Christian Watson on Green Bay actually hits. Like
yeah.
if they
As
use
well, as
him,
long as he's healthy, that is.
right?
Yeah.
But if they end up using him, I know usually Green Bay just doesn't like rookies,
Mhm.
but my pick on this team for being like I can't. It's hard to say that he would take Thielen's spot, but maybe Juju's spot is
Yeah,
Julio Jones.
I feel like Juju is going to be hit or miss this year. I feel like with
Totally.
the wide receiver depth in the unknown that's in Kansas City at the position,
Mm-hmm.
with Hill being gone, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
it's anybody's game to be Mahomes' favorite target.
Yeah,
I,
I
I took
feel like Julio Jones or uh, uh, Juju might. One of those two is probably going to be a waiver wire pickup week 4.
yeah,
Like
dude, Julio Jones for me, I had to. I saw him at I think he was like I think I got him like the 15th round. I'm like,
you took him like 2 picks before I was going to.
yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm like Tom Brady's historically loves the old wide receivers like Randy
and
Moss, freaking what's
he's
his name?
just so good. Like if
Yeah,
you it, can he catch a touchdown? No, but he might be able to with
Tom
Tom
Brady.
Brady. But also like he was a perennial number one
Yeah,
for Matt Ryan, and so he's double covered. And then you
mm.
have it's not Riley, it's who was the guy that was next to him that I got suspended for a year?
Oh, Ridley,
Ridley.
Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, Kelvin Ridley. So Kelvin Ridley gave him a little bit of breathing room on that
Yeah,
team, kind of like the Hill type of person, just
yep,
straight line. But I feel like he's going to be the number 3 receiver on this when
yeah,
everyone's healthy, and that's going to be dangerous. Like that's going to
yeah,
be,
yeah.
imagine if his stat line game after game is 7 for 70 and half a touchdown.
Oh yeah, I mean if you can get seven, especially 7 for 70, like fuck,
Yeah,
that's 14 points right there. That's more than a flex. That's I mean wide receiver two, I would even say.
right. That's what I'm
Consider it.
thinking too. And even if you downgrade that by 2 receptions and 20 yards, like
Still
being
not the worst.
between 10 and 16 points, that's a flex,
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I would
right?
definitely agree.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. I think Julio has a lot of upside.
Hmm.
I mean, I do understand he hasn't been healthy in what 2 years, I think, or
Yeah.
but
But I feel like being with Tampa Bay,
yeah,
they don't need him like they
every
did.
down. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Atlanta, who else do you like? You
Oh
bring
yeah.
in one good tight end, and suddenly that's the best player that's ever lived,
Yeah. Well,
right?
even with Tennessee, he was the two
Yeah,
next to AJ Brown.
right. But
It's
that's
like he was on
another
the
one
field.
where like if the quarterback isn't running, they're throwing to one of those two, and so I feel like hopefully he stays healthy because I think that he could play a big role on a lot of teams, kind of the
Yeah.
end of his career Moss kind of a thing,
Oh
where
yeah.
suddenly he's bumping around every 2 years to a different thing, but still has a ton of relevance.
Oh
He's one
yeah.
of my favorites. He's
Yeah.
amazing.
I'm glad you think the same way because
I was jealous about that one for
good.
sure. That's cool. Who do you think, you know, not and you can say yourself,
Oh
who do
yeah.
you think has the best team? And it's, I think there's a lot of them that look really good on day one, but
Yeah.
don't have a lot of depth on the backside.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of them that look extremely stable for the longevity, where if something were to happen, they're probably okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. I shouldn't say I'm not. I like tooting my own horn. I do
It's a
think.
good team.
I think I got a pretty steady. Will it be a championship caliber team? We'll see. I can only hope so.
Yeah.
But I do think I think as long as everyone stays healthy and produces a decent amount, I think I should be fine. Playoffs, I would think for sure. However, outside of my own, everybody's been talking about Dan's team,
Mm-hmm.
Joey's.
Mm-hmm.
Joey's
Mm-hmm.
team is phenomenal. I think
Yeah.
it's got a lot of backups, the bench guys. I mean, he's got Michael Thomas, Robert Woods. Those two right alone, like if they're both playing, that's
Yeah.
wide receiver 1 and 2 in my opinion, and he's got them on the bench.
Yeah.
So that's
I
insane.
I'm actually completely out on Thomas. Like
All right.
if someone were to give me a trade straight up, I guess we know exactly who it would be that giving me this trade. But if they were to give me a trade for Thomas or like Lazard,
Yeah,
I would keep Lazard.
yeah. I think Michael Thomas is a bitch.
I think he's just one of those guys where, kind of like what you're saying, it's not going to take a whole lot to keep him off the field.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
And I
Yeah,
think Olave is going to have a lot of presence there, and
yeah,
that's
I've
going to
heard.
end up being something that's going to be like he's not going to be that big fish in a small pond anymore.
Yeah,
Also,
agreed.
doesn't have like a number one quarterback anymore.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Winston can toss him. I mean, you gotta say that he can throw the ball,
For
but
sure.
like, how much can he carry it?
Right.
Um, I don't
Yeah.
know. We'll see.
Oh.
But outside of Dan, starting lineups, gotta give Crowley credit.
Hmm.
His team is pretty. I'd say his starting lineup is pretty damn good. Outside of the guy at tight end, I never know how to say his name. He's from the Pittsburgh guy. That's a streamer. Start Irv Smith,
Oh yeah.
dude. Irv Smith. I'm totally in on that boat too.
As long as he stays healthy.
Oh, he's
Yep.
he's definitely gonna be healthy. I mean, John's team sucks. That's an easy win right here this week, so we're not going to talk about it.
Who
Chris, I think
who
Chris is
here-
also pretty freaking good. I mean, John. Okay, John's is good. I gotta say.
Yeah, because that's your week one lineup.
Yeah, I just didn't want to give him credit and make him think that he could actually beat me because we all know that's not going to happen. But no, his lineup is pretty good. He's got my handcuff for Delvin. It's
Mhm.
fine. I'm just going to pretend
Maybe-
that Delvin is not
Maybe
brittle.
not.
It's true if he does get traded. Yeah.
Right? How crazy is that?
Uh,
Because next year, yeah,
I know it's contract year and such, and obviously with the new regime, they're going to bring in who they want. So I don't know. They got a decent amount of depth. They got I forget the speedy guy.
I don't really know who they have behind him.
It's the guy who was returning like I think punts last year.
Oh,
Can't think of his name. But when Delvin was out, and I know he got some reps, and he's
Yeah.
pretty speedy and whatnot. But I guess we'll see. I don't know what the coaching staff really wants out of the team. I guess are they going for speed, up tempo type stuff, or
Yeah. Well, I
don't
think
know.
it's just also going to be cap. Like, I think Alexander Madison is just going to be a person that's going to cost too much to have a second running back. Yeah. So, I think he's going to be a committee back on another team.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Yeah, with Minnesota, I mean, I feel like I don't know, they got decent depth at running back, so I'm sure it's probably just offload it so they can get something in return before he walks next year or something.
Yeah, sad day because he is probably he's a top 3 backup running
Yeah,
back.
oh yeah.
Right.
I mean, you look at like what
Pollard.
Minnesota has to present on offensive line, which is probably what average last year
Sure.
or whatever year. I can't remember, was it 2 years ago he filled in for like half the season or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, and he was very productive. So I feel like
Totally.
he's a good backup.
Well,
I
at
don't know about
least
starting.
you trust him with the ball. He doesn't
Yeah.
fumble.
Yeah.
He gets yards, and he's just you don't hear about anything where it's like seems cancerous in the we'll call it cancerous.
Yeah, I like it. I like that. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
very Fred Taylor. Not Fred Taylor. I mean Freddie. What's the guy I got trade raped for? Oh God, Freddie. What's his name? Fred Jackson. Fred Jackson.
Oh
Yeah.
man, how many years ago was that?
I'll never really live it. It was like 5 or 6.
God.
I'm gonna get on my pedestal and say this much. It was after 2 games, and Mike Tolbert, the bowling ball, was looking just as good as Fred was.
Yeah.
It was just bad. It was just a bad trade. I really was more high on the Chargers than I was on. I believe it was the Bills he was on at the time. I just didn't have faith in the Bills. The Bills back then were a laughing stock. They were like the Miami Dolphins or the Cleveland Browns back then. And the Chargers were, I believe they still had Phillip Rivers. It might have been Keenan Allen's one of his first years. Like,
Sure.
I mean, I was way more high on it. So, Chris, I mean, you dubbed me Dale, and it's now stuck, and it's never going to leave. But I just want to say this trade rape was not so much of a rape. It was more consensual.
When when is Trade Rape Awareness Month?
God, I always forget that. Is it
I always forget
November?
it too.
Is it? I want to say it's like November.
Maybe.
I believe Nick Scudamore would be the one to let us know.
Maybe I'll have to have him on next so that he can remind us. Yeah.
I think we need to figure out Trade Rape Awareness Month and have him be on during that month.
Because we even had a color. It
Yeah.
was like
Was it
like
red?
any color of green, wasn't it?
Maybe that's what I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm
I
sure
maybe
I
it
know it's
was
something.
red.
Yeah, all these this talk. I distinctly remember hearing it. I just don't remember the
Mm-hmm.
total, I guess, information on it.
Changes every year.
Yeah, we're just a bunch of goons playing, like
Yeah.
kid sport right now, but it's fine. I love
Yeah.
it.
So with your and of course we haven't even played a snap of football yet.
No.
Happens tomorrow.
I know it's gonna be a good game too.
Oh my god, it's gonna be so good.
Yeah.
Who, if anyone, are you putting on the trading block right now?
On my team?
Yeah.
Ooh, you put me on the spot.
I know.
I know you and Bestian have been sending me some trades here.
Yeah, none
actually,
of
I
mine
got
are
a
good.
Who did
None
I
of
have
mine are
one?
good.
Oh, you sent me one. I see you. I see what you're doing. I didn't even see that one. I can't do that one. I'm gonna deny it.
I don't blame you at all. I think I had taken like an edible and was just like,
Oh,
what
hey.
if he does this?
Those are fun to take. At this current moment, I mean, it's tough to say.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was not expecting myself to draft a tight end as high as I did.
Sure.
I believe I got Pitts in the third, I think it was. I do believe in the sophomore slumps. So honestly, Pitts is on the block. I mean, until he starts tearing it up. But
did you get Connor in the fourth then?
I think it went Cook, Lamb, Pitts, Connor, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a late pick for Connor. I think that
Yeah.
he's a super stable back for being a fourth round pick.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do a ton, but all the mocks I did do, I think he was going in like the third, I think, like high third.
Right.
I want to say.
That's what I would have put him as like a general like mid third round pick. And CeeDee Lamb I saw go a lot at the back of the first too. So I think you have a lot of good and Pitts is actually my number one tight end this year.
I'm hoping.
I think he's gonna be insane.
Yeah, I think with Mariota at quarterback, or even if they go with what's his name, the rookie. Can't really think of it. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I think they're just gonna be dumping the ball off. I mean, I don't know how their offensive lineman is. I mean, I guess we could call Cookie.
Mariota is a perennial tight end thrower, anyways. I can't remember who it was on his team, but it was
Delaney Walker, I believe.
There you go. Yes. And he was like a top 5 tight end every year because of it.
Yep. So I'm hoping, but I don't know. I'm a big believer in sophomore slumps. So I don't know. Pitts guess we'll see. Hopefully he can put up some numbers like he did last year, because I think he finished top 5 in tight end play.
For sure.
Yeah.
He was
really,
Other
really than that, though, I don't know. I don't think I want to trade anybody. I mean, Juju, I feel like has a lot of upside.
It's hard to imagine trading anyone right now without seeing a snap of football.
Yeah, and I understand throwing trades out there with if I didn't have Thielen, I would be trading for whoever. I would be trying to trade for Thielen. There's something about that man on my team that it makes me feel like it's like a safety blanket. I
should not be saying it because
I know you like him.
Yeah, I mean that's the trade that you just declined was for Thielen and Chase Edmonds, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean those are two people that I think could be in your starting lineup.
Yeah. Well, Thielen is, but yeah.
Right. But I think Chase Edmonds could be either a flex or if anyone gets hurt on your starting lineup for running backs, I think that he's going to be good. He might also be a great trade week 3-4 for just actually getting some really good value back, not just even trades, but something where you got him. I mean, pretty late, probably like the 8th, 9th pick.
Probably something. I can't remember exactly, but somewhere around there.
He was another one where you took him 2 picks before I was going to.
I'm your Chris, basically. Chris screwed me over on some, and here I am with you.
Yeah, were you the 8th, 9th pick?
I was the 9th.
Yeah, so I was the 6th, so you were a few 2 picks ahead of me. Yeah, or behind me and then ahead of me. But
well, snake draft both ways. It stings a little bit, but
Well, every week we do a sponsor We are sponsored. They keep us having our lights on. And this week, I'm sure that you've gone through a few of these. Tums.
Ooh.
Tums
Yeah.
is sponsoring this week. Do you ever have some upset stomach problems?
You
Tums?
know, I've had that lately. I've ate some spicy foods. I had some jalapeno poppers the other day, and I just
Your
didn't
stress
settle right.
levels must be through the roof with a
Through the
new
roof.
baby.
Hey, but you know what? You know what calms me down? Tums.
Tums gets you there every time. Last week was salt. This week is Tums.
That's
Do
a good
not.
combination.
Yeah, great combination. Don't mix them up though. No Tums
Ooh,
on
yeah.
your food, just
Yeah.
in case to flavor it up. Might be good. I haven't tried it. actually.
Maybe we could try it out. I mean, I'm sure there's something that would make it better tasting.
Yeah, too much whiskey. Tums.
That was a good choice. Thanks.
So, yeah, guest lineup and trading floor are kind of the next two that we go through. We just did that.
Yep.
Well, the next thing that I like to give people a platform for is what are you shouting out right now? I mean, Boone.
Oh yeah,
How
big
old?
big ups to him.
How old now?
Gonna be just 28 days, I believe.
Oh my gosh.
Did my math correctly, real quick.
Yeah.
I think 28. Yep. So just about a full month. Yeah.
That's amazing. It really, really is.
Yeah, I got to give him credit for not allowing me to mock draft.
I believe it.
Yeah, very little at least. I did a lot of them at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So-
Probably like changing diapers, like you had been sleeping for 4 hours.
Yeah, I'd usually like be cradling him and then on my phone doing a mock draft. So
What is your platform for mock drafting?
is it Draft Wizard? I believe.
Oh, I use the same one.
Yeah.
I mean, a mock draft, if you put it on like hyper mode, is like 3 minutes, 4
Yeah.
minutes.
Oh yeah, you can do like a bunch of them pretty fast.
Yeah.
You know, that's my go-to. However, I gotta give most of my credit to, I think you listen to the podcast as well, the Fantasy Footballers.
I didn't want to bring them up on this goddamn thing because now our whole league knows. But yes, we both do.
Dude,
They're amazing.
we're gonna forget about it.
I listen to them every day.
Yeah, they are. I do. They're comedic. They are intelligent. And
Do you listen to the Spitballers as well?
I've a little bit, not as much as I have other.
Yeah, well, it's just a Monday podcast, just a weekly.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think I've heard a couple. I want to say. I think it's that one.
It's the same people.
Really? Okay.
They even do a draft at the end of every.
Okay, maybe it
episode.
wasn't that one. I've listened to another fantasy football podcast, but it might not have been them because I don't think it was the same guys as.
Sure. I think they just do the two podcasts.
Yeah.
But yeah, very, very, very good. Like they're who I listen to for everything. I love them.
They tend. I think I've caught on to you that you listened to them a bunch after last year because I think you and I had the same targets. Like I was so pissed at you. Remember last year? Because everyone I was going for, I remember I wrote a sheet and I was like, this guy, and everyone that I went for, it was you took them, and I'm like, okay, maybe this is just coincidental.
Yeah, they say that all the time in the podcast where it's like the worst thing about having they have millions of people that listen to them, but the worst thing about having a podcast is if you put any relevant information for what you're thinking, everyone else that you're playing against knows.
Yeah, it's free knowledge for everyone, so you can't be too mad at anybody for taking that and doing the same thing as you want.
For sure. Well, that's good. Oh my gosh. So, where can we find? So, how do we hit you up to get any of your woodworking? Before you tell me, I have to tell you there is a cherry wood drink rail in my parents' basement because of you.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, how's that holding up?
Like I'm telling you, I did the edge on it. Like I did, what do you call the router? I routed the edge on it and I stained it and I did some other work to it and we put it on like pipe fittings because it's right above a radiator. So it looks good that way. But I would have never thought of going there, and now anytime that I'm looking for anything that has to do with wood, I go there.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a, I don't know, I like that place. I mean,
It's
personally,
amazing.
yeah, they got quite a selection.
I just had a neighbor that needed a like all the houses in my neighborhood were built in like the early 50s,
Yeah.
and they had the trim that our houses were built with,
Oh,
like
really?
milled already, so that I could just be like, hey, it's one piece of a window that ended up like being warped. Instead of like trying to sand it and patch it, we're just gonna replace it. And they were
Replace
just
it.
like,
Yeah.
oh, $4. Just
Yeah,
like, okay.
yeah. That's definitely a perk,
Hmm.
especially with you guys. I mean, it's in your backyard. For us,
Yeah.
for me
Oh
down
yeah.
here,
For me, it's 10 minutes.
yeah, for me, it's
Easy.
not 10 minutes. I wish it was.
Yeah, but it's a fun spot.
Yeah, no, it's definitely cool, and it's definitely yeah. You should come down, come build something.
I would I
Yeah,
would love to. We
anybody's invited. I mean, whenever.
yeah, actually I'll take you up on that sometime, but if we want you to do boards or have you ever done the game washers?
Yo, you mean like the washer toss?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I that was, yeah, I did one years ago. It was from my mom's house.
Yeah.
I know everybody kind of does them different. Like we have carpet on ours.
That's what I'm
Um,
used to too.
yeah, yeah, I've done that before.
That'd
It's
be a
kind
good
of like
one.
cornhole, but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's no, no, it
well,
is not.
I mean, build wise, it's the frame and the top and the holes, and
Yeah.
but
The
yeah,
only reason why I like it, I would prefer bags over it every single time, but it's so easy to travel with,
yeah, it is. It's
right?
smaller, a lot
Packs
smaller.
up into like a 1 foot square, maybe
Yeah,
18-inch square. Yeah.
it's a little different too. I mean, like I feel like bags you have more control. Like I mean, washers you're
Yeah.
throwing like a what inch diameter freaking washer, and the minute it hits wood, it just it's gonna hit and pop
Oh,
and go somewhere.
totally,
At least for ours, it does.
totally.
But yeah, no, if there's anything anybody wants, I mean, if you want me to build it, just holler. you know.
Do you do? I actually need a. I was going to build it myself, but a set of lawn dice.
Oh yeah, I've never done the dice. I've
It's just a 6 by 6
yeah.
or
No,
6 by 6 by I can't remember because each of
yeah, then
them
you
are
just cut
just
down
6 inches. Yeah,
yeah, it's just cutting it down and then it's just
yeah.
marking like each
So
cube.
it would be like 3.5 foot of
Yeah,
wood.
I've always looked at them like just looking for like scrap wood projects,
Mm-hmm.
but I've never really pulled the trigger. Like recently for like the newest game I built was Cube or whatever they pronounce it.
Oh, great game.
Yeah, and so like I use that like scrap wood off that, but like
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I haven't really done a lot of lawn games like new ones, I guess. But
Yeah, yeah. That
yeah.
one's fun for. Uh, uh, actually, I never thought about this, but I have this set of dice. It's 5 dice,
Mhm.
and each side is 10 through ace, and it's
Sure.
called poker dice.
Yep.
And so that would be fun as a long game too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
Just
like
a
you can make a lot
Q,
of
a
them.
king, and or a Q, a K, an ace, a J, a 10, basically
Yeah.
on each side, and you would be able to play poker in your front yard.
Yeah, I'd be. I'm sure the guys would all love that.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a lot of stuff that you can build. I've been looking at buying a CNC machine. It's a little pricey,
Really?
but it does like the basic essentially it cuts out like shapes and projects and
Totally.
whatnot for you. So I was looking at doing that, just to batch out stuff and then like do like I don't know what are they like hobby shows and whatnot, but I don't
Hey,
know.
you might
It's,
have, 11 guys that want to do small
yeah.
investments in your business.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
gladly take it. I mean, I need about $2,500 to
Well, it's not
buy it.
bad. Yeah, we can
It's
do
not
that.
bad, and I know a lot of it. I mean, that stuff it pays. You'll sell like 20 things and it'll pay
You
it
need
off.
to win the league one
Yeah,
year to pay for a CNC machine.
I think this year. Yeah, I think this year's a great year to do it.
I think you're right.
But
Uh,
yeah, it's
yeah. So, well, first of all, sorry. Do you have anything else that you want to shout out?
no. I mean, other than my team,
Yeah.
right on, kick some ass,
Uh,
boys. That's about
so
it.
I am not wearing it now. It is in the mail, but I may or may not have made a hat with my new team logo on it.
Oh, dude, that logo is
Highly
pretty
recommend.
freaking awesome.
Dude,
Like
so easy to do. I use Canva. Have you ever used Canva before?
I have not. I know my sister
Yeah,
has. She's like showed me how. Like she tried showing me how to use it.
right.
Making like this logo. She might have used it for that. I don't
Yeah,
know, but it's a cool app or a cool I guess app. Yeah,
yeah. Is that your logo, the 507?
yeah,
I love it.
right there. That's
Love
pretty
it.
simplistic, but yeah,
Mm.
um, yeah. No, your logo turned out freaking awesome. Like,
You know, I stole it from something.
ah,
Kind of.
you
Kind
want
of.
to say what you stole it from?
Mm, I think we're okay.
Legal issues. You'll refrain.
Right. If you look at the middle of it, it's a Foo Fighters logo.
Ah, the Foo. I love my Foo Fighters.
Right, right. So it's the wing bomb that has the two F's in it,
Okay.
right? Covered up and put the two B's. And
Ah,
so, yeah. I love the Foo
that's
Fighters, and
yeah.
this was uh, it's unfortunate that they had their drummer pass
Oh,
away.
Taylor Hawkins. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
ask. Did you watch the tribute?
I watched a
Uh,
good amount of it.
yeah,
Actually, I watched when um Taylor's son was drumming,
yeah.
and
He was awesome.
yeah, and Dave Grohl's daughter was
Yeah,
singing.
that's how I was just gonna say. I'm like, that is insane. Like two
Insane.
16-year-olds, like they're just kill. I mean, you could
Dude,
say
they
throw
could
on the
start. They
drums,
could be the
but
next White Stripes.
yeah,
Just like
no, like
those two.
yeah, seriously. I was gonna say like Grohl's daughter. I
Hmm.
was like, she started singing. I'm just like, wait, is this really his daughter? And I'm like, I mean, she
Right?
sounded like 16 years old. She sounded like she's a fully grown woman. Like it was
Yeah.
amazing,
No, we thought
amazing.
the same thing. Like, I actually rode over to my brother-in-law's house, and he had it on TV, and that was like they we turned it off a mute because they were doing a project or something around their
Okay,
house, and I was just like, I've never seen that girl before. Like, she looks young, but what band is she from?
yeah.
And we didn't. Yeah, we had to look it up. But I mean, like, she killed it.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
all did. That whole show was. I just watched it last night. I saw clips of it before, and I watched it last night.
Wasn't it
Oh
like 9 hours?
yeah, I think Paramount Plus like broke it down, like basically
Oh,
gave
okay.
like because like they like showed like I think Paul McCartney playing one song. Showed like whatever it was. Like I think it was oh god, what's the guitarist from Queen? Ah, can't think of his name.
Oh,
Brian May.
Brian May. Yep.
Yeah, like he's like one song. It was pretty much one song from everyone. But yeah, I think it
Yeah.
was. I don't know how long the concert was exactly, but I imagine it had been a
They
long.
played from like 4 p.m. to midnight or something.
Yeah, yeah. I'd say I think. God, who was the opening one? I can't remember who it was, but yeah, it was light out. And
Yeah.
it was
Oh, in
pitch dark
Wimbledon,
out
yeah.
when it was
It was
ended.
crazy.
Yeah, awesome concert.
Yeah. That's a good one. So the last two, you don't get to do one of them.
Yeah, okay. What are we?
Because no weekly side roll, we already have it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are we gonna do with our lives now?
It's number, you right? Yeah, so it's number 3 coming up this week. I have to remind people because it's $5
Most
a
catches,
week
right?
to do it. And the number 3 is passes caught, including your
Yeah,
defense for all starting players. Fun
yeah.
stuff.
I mean, you
I
guys
think,
might as well not join because I mean, looking at my squad, it's gonna be 60 catches probably at least.
and yeah, right. I always so this year it's going to be it has to be paid in before kickoff Sunday.
Okay, all
I
right.
figure there's like Thursday. Sometimes people forget and it's hard to get it in. I know sometimes there's Saturday games earlier in the season,
Yeah, I
and
think
late
or
in the
later in the
season,
season. I
late
think
in
it
the
is.
season.
Yeah.
But I feel like the majority of the game, like if you if it's one game, nah. Like even if you had a great showing by the two players that you have in that one game,
Yeah.
you still have a good chance of losing.
I think my only thing I would say is if you have like let's take the Bills and the Rams for
Mm-hmm.
example. What if
Mm-hmm.
they would have let's say one of the running backs and their flex and their two wide receivers are all playing that game
Mm-hmm.
and they just go off. I mean, let's say between the four of them they get like 50 catches or something. Something
Right,
ungodly.
right. Especially if you have 3 of the 4 people.
Yeah, like are we allowing that? Like if they
I
do play?
so maybe because I think that we're gonna try to do this because waivers are Tuesdays, right?
I think like Tuesday overnight, basically into Wednesday.
Overnight
Like,
into Wednesday.
yeah,
So we're
like
gonna
it's
do
like
this
2 a.m.
show on Wednesdays,
Yeah,
so that we know what happened in waivers.
yeah,
It's
good chunk
before
it
the
up.
first week, and so you can still do last week's recap, waiver recap, like all that kind of stuff, and still
Yeah,
have the week to come. And
yep,
so, and then that weekly roll will happen then. So I feel like people will have all day Thursday. I feel like we should be able to have a veto on it, where if it's one player or a
yeah,
player in a defense or something, I don't care. If you
yeah,
have three people, and then you also go like a person that all plays every week, and you're just like, you
yep,
were really gonna do it, but then you just waited. Yeah, so I'm
yeah.
usually pretty lenient with it, but we'll figure it out. It's only
Oh
year
yeah,
number two. Only year
yeah.
number two.
I'd say, and we're pretty flexible. Excuse me,
Yeah,
group there. So
yeah,
I think we're
that's true.
I think we're fine.
Uh, so who do you think is going to be? Because I know that you've been looking at the matchups. Uh,
Oh yep.
who do you think is going to be the upset? Like, who do you think? And it doesn't have to be someone that actually had less points going into it, but it could also be someone that's just like right now. I'm going back to it. Sorry. Uh, like right now, bigger underdogs like you and 11 benevolent elephants
That's
are
a tongue
basically
twister.
tied, right?
No. Yeah, I think if I have it up, pretty much everyone's either 50-50 or 49-51.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
the biggest disparity that I see is maybe 5 points. So there's
yeah,
nothing crazy out there.
it's a pretty even. Yeah, I mean, week one, nothing's happened,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
obviously it's. I'm not sure what this matchup is project. Oh, here it is. So it's pretty close. It's that 5 point spread.
Yeah.
I talked earlier about Dan's team being
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal. I
Mm-hmm.
do think it's phenomenal. Well, except David Montgomery. Not a huge Bears fan.
Sure.
Doesn't matter. I do believe Nick Scudamore poses the threat to upset Dan's team. Uh,
Freaking love it.
the thing is, okay, Chris, I know you're listening. You're an avid listener, obviously. 2 weeks in, I get it.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean he was the number one person on the draft.
he's probably the
Or
biggest fan
on the
podcast or
podcast.
whatever you want, a video cast. Yeah, I believe he gave Scuds' team an F, if I'm not mistaken.
He did.
He did not like it. Now I'm not high in Pittman either from where he got drafted. I think for having one season underneath his belt, he got drafted way too high. However, Scuds' team is better than an F. And
Sure.
so I guess if you're looking at the perspective of our commissioner's rankings, I'm gonna say Scuds upsets Dan.
Ooh.
Just saying.
So can I also put you in for the opposite? I should say the inverse of that coin, where the A plus was Sutton Death, himself. Are you going to say that Najee by nature is
Ooh.
going to beat him? Luke's gonna beat Chris week one.
Oh, dude, I don't know.
It's a tough one.
I would love to say yes, and it's nothing against Luke's team.
No, because
But-
they're pretty much deadlocked within 3 points too.
Yeah, I love Hurts. Jonathan Taylor is, he's going to eat. He's 23 years old. Dude's in his prime. I know, now you guys know, I love Barkley. Saquon, I think, is going to be a top 5 running back, personally. And then you pair that with Sutton has the upside of Russell Wilson with him. I'm not a scary Terry guy, but he's also got A.J. Dillon, which clearly he was involved in the Packers offense this past year. And the Vikings, their defense, prove it. Prove you can stop the run. So with all those, it's tough to say that Luke will beat Chris. Not saying it can't happen, because Luke's got probably the biggest heart on the team, I would say. That's like the participation award almost. Sorry, Luke.
There you go.
But yeah, I don't
See
know.
all these awards?
Yeah, I got mine. Wait, I can't really see it. It's too much light, but yeah, I got my Predator award over there. It's
Ooh.
yeah.
I like that.
Hopefully, I don't get investigated by the police, because I'm sure that would look great.
Not
But
great.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. But I think the scariest matchup on that whole lineup, not even scary, the most lopsided, Gabe Davis. I'm sorry. He had a postseason game for the ages. Outside that, nothing. Like he didn't do jack squat last year. At least not to my memory, at least.
Yeah.
Uh, and I think he's way too high. I think he's way too hyped. It's an entire new offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? Went to I believe the Giants. I think it was. So we
Really?
got yeah, their old offensive coordinator. I
Yeah.
believe it was the
Okay.
Giants and the Jets. So new old coordinator in town. I mean, not to say they're going to do too much of a difference from what they did last year, but who knows? I mean, what if there's a guy behind where this Gabe Davis is that the coaching scheme likes more? So
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know. I'm
that's
not
true.
not,
It's
not high on it.
hard to say that anyone won't eat with Josh Allen around. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's
him
gonna
being the
feed it.
number two there. But I love the take. And that,
Mm.
yeah, that if that happens, ooh, rough
Yeah.
for, that. I also think, in the inverse of that, I think Chase Claypool on Pitt, if he ends up going to the slot, might
Yeah.
be the guy that would replace him if that does happen. Like Chris Godwin goes up one, and then Chase Claypool goes up to like the flex. But I could see him just being, if is it Pickett's, Kenny Pickett's?
Kenny Pickett's. Yep.
Yeah. If he ends up being the starting quarterback, or Trubisky maybe even would end up using the slot a lot as just those 5 to 10 yard big
Little
body
zippers.
receiver people.
Yep.
Yeah, could totally see it.
Yep. No, I agree. Definitely
Yeah.
agree.
Well, that's good. So great. Anything you want to close the show with?
Uh, no, just want everybody to be, live, laugh, love. That's all.
Live, laugh, love. That
Right?
is amazing. Thank you. And congratulations again,
Thank you, sir.
Boone. I hope I get to see him this Sunday, but if I don't, like 1 month, I understand if you guys aren't going anywhere as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, I should be able to stop by. It might not be for a long time. We'll see how he is.
But a good
But
time.
but yeah, it'll be a good time. He
Maybe
might.
that's the slogan for the show. We're not here for a long time, but we're here for a good time.
Yeah, I mean it. I'm kind of hoping we're here for a long time. I mean,
Mm.
that's what we're hoping for.
It's only been what, 12 years so far? Because
Yeah,
were
yeah.
you an OG to the league?
So I'm an OG to the not the. I believe it was like your grade. I
Yeah.
think you guys had your own little thing, and then I had. I know I was the commissioner for, I think the other league, and we kind of absorbed together. So I
Ah,
think it was like, I don't know how many years like this league. Maybe our league is like 10 or 11 years, like this one currently.
I think so.
Yeah,
So I think that I
yeah, it'd
put
be yeah 10 or 11.
on my logo, I put 2010, which would be 12 years
Yeah,
this year.
yep,
But I think that there were 2 years before, but like Molly was in one of those years, and
yeah, and
like
I think she was. I think it was like I want to say it was yeah, because Molly. I think did she win?
she beat she
She
beat
went.
me so bad.
Yeah, I remember Meg used to always kick my ass, and I'm pretty sure I think
Yeah,
one year I had to face all the girls in the league, which I think was just Molly and Meg.
yeah,
I believe I faced Meg twice and Molly once, or
yeah,
inverse of that. But I lost all 3 games.
yeah.
Um,
I remember. I will never forget Molly auto drafted,
oh yeah,
and I was just like, "Oh, this team is shit," and I was already in love with her. So
yeah,
like, I wanted to make sure that I would be like, "Hey, we should have coffee and talk about fantasy football." Like, stupidest thing. Hey, we're both in the cities, and we should totally grab like lunch and talk about your team.
hey, but it worked.
No, it did not. It wasn't.
Well, down
It
the
was
line, it
the
worked.
Stripes wedding that did
Yeah,
it. All that
yeah.
shit. She basically thought
Oh
I was
yeah,
probably Predator of the Year, just like you. But
dude, that was a wedding for the ages.
that was a
I
good
still tell
wedding.
stories about that thing. Like
Good wedding.
God,
I
it
feel
was
like we're gonna make some good memories for this upcoming one. Charlesworth, shout out
yes,
Charlesworth wedding coming
yes,
up.
Dan and Carly.
Jen and
I
Carly.
can't. Yeah, I'm hoping it's not to the extent of Bestian's blackoutness for all of us. I was actually, I will admit, I am a predator. I was going to trade rape Crowley. Not proud of it, but he can thank his wife for that. I always say, tell Jordan, thank you for not, she was like, we're leaving. I remember that. And I was like, no, 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 just leave him here for a minute. I'm about ready to pull the trigger.
He's almost touched this button. He's almost just accepted it.
Yeah, he almost took it. But yeah, I'm ecstatic. We got our hotel room at Treasure Island. So
dope.
Yeah, it's gonna be in a good time. Dan, we
time.
promised to get blackout drunk, be the best time ever, and then leave around. Let's shoot for what, 9:30, 10?
No.
I'm kidding.
Yes. Okay. But yeah, I feel like I want to wake up in the morning and be like, how much did I actually lose at TI today?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It needs to be a mystery.
That would make for a hell of a story, I'm sure. When you're like, I dropped 10 grand at Treasure Island on day, maybe not 10 grand. I don't have 10 grand, but I'm just saying that'd be a story. That would be a great story.
That would be one for the ages. You know what? Yeah. That would be terrible. But if someone woke up and they were just like, I just woke up with like $20,000 in my pocket.
Dude, how awesome that'd be! Like, I placed it all in red. Like, what? Yeah, I feel like there's gonna be a story from Dan's wedding. Every wedding has a story, whether it be you chucking a bottle at Bastian's,
allegedly.
We have no documented proof of that. It's all talk. It's not proven. But I mean, like Rizzo's like going to the casino at his, and we were walking home, and what did we go to Denny's or something like that? Every wedding's gonna have a story, so I'm ecstatic to find out what Dan's wedding will bring us. Hopefully, good fortune, a lot of it, but it'll be something. That or somebody's gonna die. I don't know.
Hey, exciting either way.
Yeah, Blackout Chris might come and he might get naked on the dance floor. We don't know.
Naked Chris night.
Naked Chris.
Man,
I already see him now. He's gonna be slamming those tequila drinks, just gone. 7:30.
That's good. Okay. Well, with that, I bid you adieu.
Yes.
Go get some sleep if you actually can.
We'll try. I don't know. Right. I'm sure I'll have a dirty diaper in store for me going inside. So
right. I'll see you Sunday.
Yes, hopefully. Sir. Thank you for having me.
Hey, thank you for coming on. That was so much fun.
It was a blast. It was good. It was good talk. Good talk.
It was that was pretty much the quickest over hour that I've had in a long time.
Honestly, I didn't realize it was an hour. So
I know. It went by really quick. Okay. I'm gonna edit this up and then I'll have it out tonight and
perfect.
I'll see you later.
All right, live, laugh, love, baby. See ya, dude.
See ya.